It's your boy Havoc, man. It is 4 in the morning. Okay. I can't sleep. So what I do when I can't sleep, man, is I usually just start messing with stuff. Alright. I pretty much just start messing with stuff until I get tired. So I got this little box right here that I keep all of my sneaker restorations, all my sneaker custom stuff in. Okay, now what it looked like before was like that. Okay, straight cheetah print or a zebra print, everything, homie. Okay, I found an image of Jordan, you know, just like a stencil image. I put it into this program on my computer and I blew it up to the exact dimensions that I needed, right? I also did a Nike symbol, as y'all can see. That's my symbol right there, freehand all day, homie. I don't play. But on the Jordan symbol, what I did was I blew it up, I put it on there, and I just started going to town, man. So I'm going to show y'all how I achieved the customization of my sneaker restoration kit, or my sneaker kit, period. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to get from this to this. Alright, y'all, so to accomplish this custom right here, let me see if I can get this brightness up a little bit, man. Yeah, not really. Alright, so to accomplish this custom right here, like your boy did, Jordan Jumpman on my custom shoe restorations, shoe cleaning, my supply box, in other words. Alright, what you are going to need is, first of all, you're going to need a computer to be able to print whatever image you want to turn into a stencil. You're going to need a piece of paper, okay? You're going to need whatever color paints you'd like to use. In my case, I got fire red, black, and white from Angelus Direct, the one and only. Shout out to the homies. Y'all are going to need a nice detailing brush. Notice that's a real fine tip on there, okay? You're going to need some tape, any type of tape. I prefer blue painter's tape. You can use frog tape, the green painter's tape. That's just my personal preference, man. That's what I like. That's what I enjoy. So, sorry about, there we go. And you're gonna need some music, man, because this is it's gonna take you probably like an hour plus. All right. So I'm gonna jump into some of the first things that we do, and let's get it cracking. All right, man. So the first thing that I did was I found my template. All right, and what I did was just put Jordan Jumpman stencil. Okay, I just Google searched that and literally just look at, boom, right there. What you do is save image to downloads. Okay, boom. I have Pixelmator. Okay, it's pretty much like a generic version of Photoshop. So what I'll do is I'll pop that joint open. It's gonna pop open. Okay, y'all see that right there. Boom. Okay, this is it. But if I print this out, chances are it's going to be either way too big or it's going to be way too small. So what I have to do is go to image size. There we go, image size. And now what I got to do is figure out how big I want this. Okay, so hang tight. I'm gonna show you how to figure that out. All right. So imagine that this right here is not there. I couldn't find my tape measure, so I got this little thing right here. It's like a, you know, for making clothes or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm not a seamster or a seamstress. All right, but what I do is I measure the width and the height of whatever I'm trying to do. Okay, so you know that's 10 inches tall. Okay, or 10 inches wide, excuse me, and 7 inches tall. Okay, so the width is 10, the height is 7. Okay, obviously you're gonna do it for whatever you want to do. But in my case, what I want to do is I want the Jumpman to be, if this is 7 inches, I want the Jumpman to be anywhere from like 5 to 6 inches. Okay, and y'all notice right here from the bottom of the foot to the top of the ball, that's 5 inches. Okay, so it's going to be a 5-inch square, pretty much. Okay, so from foot to foot is 5, and then from the top of the ball to the bottom of the ball is 5. This is just in my case. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be an exact square for y'all as well, because that's how the image was made. Alright, so what I do in my case is, y'all seen my width was 5, okay, So I'm just going to put 5 inches. I got to change this to inches right here. 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, it's going to be a square. Resolution, you can change that to whatever you want. Pixels and centimeters. I usually do pixels and inches. There we go, 72. I think it was like 180 last time. Anyways, it shouldn't really matter the resolution, because you're not keeping the image. You're gonna cut it out. All right, so hit OK. Boom. Now what we do is put this thing exactly into this 5-inch square. Okay. And once you got it into that 5-inch square, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hit OK. You're gonna save it, and you're just gonna print it out, man. You're gonna print it out, and this is gonna come out on that piece of paper as a 5-inch square, okay, or as a 5-inch image. All right, so that Jordan's gonna be 5 inches tall. You feel me? And then what you do is, after you do that, you print it out, and you'll end up having, excuse the mess, man. You're gonna end up having a 5-inch image of the Jumpman, okay? And I'll show y'all what to do when we get to this point right here, okay? Alright, man, so after you print that joint out, what you want to do, or what you're going to have, is this, okay? You're going to be at this point right here, okay? This is the image that I printed out. For the sake of time, I'm not going to cut this out, but I'm going to show you kind of what I do, okay? There's a couple different ways that you can do this. Now, the way that I prefer to do it is with an X-Acto knife, or like a hobby knife, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have one, so I am going to take the sharpest pair of scissors that I can find, okay? Now you notice these are not wide scissors, okay? You don't want a wide pair of scissors, especially if you've got like small little details, like in the shoelaces or in the fingers, because it's going to be really hard to get those details to show up, you know what I'm saying, if it's sloppy, okay, or if it's just like a little slit cut in there. All right, so the best way to do it is get yourself an X-Acto knife, man, and I'm actually gonna go pick up one today. But yeah, so what you do is you just cut it out. But before you do that, if you want to use this stencil more than once, or you want to make like a pretty legitimate stencil, what you do is get yourself some painter's tape, okay? It can be green, it can be blue, it can be pretty much any color you want it to be, okay? Any color you can find, man. And I prefer painter's tape because it's durable, but it's thin, okay? Duct tape's a little bit harder to cut through. Packing tape, the clear stuff, is just not durable enough. It's a little too flimsy. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna show you on my Nike one that I made. What you're gonna do is, before you cut this joint out on the back, you're gonna take strips of this tape, okay? And you're gonna go across, you know, just strips across the size of your image, okay? And then you're gonna go strips down the size of your image, okay? And then after that, what you do is just, boom, cut that joint out, cut it out. And after that, if you want to be legitimate, you go strips on this side now that doesn't have any tape, okay? Put strips across again and strips down, okay? So lay a whole strip across, one layer, and then go down the opposite way, the other layer, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense, man. And then, you know, flip it over, and this side's going to be negative now because you cut through, and then just cut through it again, so you're going to have a nice hard stencil versus a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? You see my Nike one here, man. I printed out Nike, okay? I got it to the size that I wanted. And what I did was I put tape down, and then I put tape across, okay? I flipped it over, and I started cutting out this side right here. So after that, what I did was I cut it pretty much to size. You know what I mean? Like I trimmed it up a little bit. I made it a little bit cleaner. Now this tape right here was just to get it to stick onto my box, so that way it wasn't moving around and all that good stuff while I was painting. You know what I'm saying? Or I didn't have to hold it down with my hands while I was painting. Okay. So we're gonna jump into this Jumpman, and I'm gonna show you guys how to physically paint this joint on there, man. It's super easy process. It's a little bit tedious, a little time consuming, but y'all can do it if you just are patient and take your time. Just take your time, man. All right. What I do is I use my thin paintbrush first. This is a #2 round from Angelus Direct, okay? And I use that, and I'm gonna show y'all. exactly what I do, man. Okay. Now you can take a piece of paper. You can take whatever you need. Make sure that it's kind of cupped up like that. You don't want it to be flat because you don't want your paint to go everywhere. Okay. Take your paint, shake it up. Okay. Nah. Shout out to Andy Mineo, man. This Uncomfortable album is just sick. Alright, so what you do is you just put yourself a little bit of paint, man. That's actually probably more than I need. But, you know, as the great philosopher Drake once said, YOLO. Stupid. Alright, man, check it out. So what I do now is I just start painting, man. Literally, I just start painting. Okay, you may want one of these because you're going to get paint on yourself if you're anything like me. Okay, accidents happen. Alright, now, a little tip, man. When you're doing it, do not put a lot of paint on there. Really what you want to do is get yourself an outline and then go back and fill it in. Okay, so I'm going to take just a little bit of paint. Okay, I get my paintbrush, you know, dabbed up in there, and then I clean some of it off. Alright, now you notice this is a little bubbled up and whatnot because I've already painted on it, but that's okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just go in and pull the paintbrush literally just over the edge of that paper. Okay? Over the edge of that paper, man. Now, I cannot stress this enough to y'all, man. Do not take a big brush and just start, you know, painting all over because it will get under this paper and it's gonna be a mess, man. Trust me. Learn from your boy's errors and just trust me, homie. Okay? So we're gonna get to painting this thing and we'll show you a little bit of the progress, man. Okay? And I'll give you some tips and tricks as I go along. You want to be, another real good tip is that you want to be careful with this paint, man, not to put it somewhere you're going to bump it, because if you get it on whatever you're painting, it's going to be a little bit of a pain to get off, okay? And you do not have to, alright, there's nothing in the rule book that says you have to start on one end and finish on the other. You literally do what you feel you're comfortable to do, okay? I like to go pretty much just whatever will stay down the easiest. I like to get the easy parts first, man, if we're being honest. The easy parts first, alright? And literally just boom, what we're doing is we're just outlining, man. We're just outlining this joint right here so that way we can go back and pretty much just fill it in, okay? Now, remember, just like painting anything, man, painting anything, you want to start out with light coats and build yourself up, okay? You do not want to go in there just mad heavy. Okay, you do not want to go in there mad heavy and then, you know, because you're going to get gooped up paint and it's just not going to be good, man. The quality is not going to be there, you feel me? Usually what I do is I get all the angles that are faced the way that my box is, you know what I'm saying? So all these down angles, I'll pretty much do this leg right here, the top of this leg, the top of the arm, the head, the arm, you know, a little bit of the ball. And then I'll turn this, as y'all notice, and we'll get it cracking, man. So just stay tuned, and like I said, I'll be giving y'all some tips and tricks as I go along, man. So here we go. Alright, so y'all notice I finished pretty much all edges on this side. So what I'm finna do is I'm just gonna turn it and continue on, man. Alright, man. So the moment of truth, okay? Check it out. Pull it off. All right, and you see the skeleton of the Jumpman, right? That's pretty much solid right there, homie. All we gotta do now is go back. You see these little bumps right here? Get that straightened out. Get his legs straightened out. That's the lace. That's where his pants come up. I mean, just clean this joint up, man. Remember, man, light coats is what y'all want, okay? Because if you start putting the heavy coats on there, it's gonna look a little sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So just go real light, okay? Spread this paint out as much as you can. And if you gotta go over it 2 or 3 times for it to look solid, then that's what you gotta do, man, okay? And remember to let your paint dry in between coats, okay? So the outline is officially finished. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this dry up a little bit. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna just whoop, wop, 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 fill in all these little black spots. And again, go with the grain, not against the grain, okay? It's gonna make your life a lot easier, man. And literally, that is it. That's how you do it, man. Custom. It went from looking like that to looking like this, man. To like this. To like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bang this joint out, and I will show you what it looked like when it's finished, man. All right, y'all, so this is the finished product, man. Boom. Okay, my only complaint is homeboy's web hand. I don't want to get too close, I don't want to touch it. That is my only complaint. You'll notice on this side, this was the first one that I did, the fingers are a little bit more predominant, you know what I mean? But that was complete slack on my end. I got sloppy when I was doing the stencil portion. I put a little bit too much paint on my brush. It doesn't look terrible, but that's my only complaint, man. As y'all see, it's nice and flush. You know, it's not blotchy, not spotty. And that's pretty much it, man. That's how you do a custom stencil of anything y'all want to do, man. I would stay away from stencils that require a lot of little details unless they're really blown up. Like this Nike one here, it was a little bit tricky with the eye because you know what I mean? Like if you cut this eye too big, the whole stencil is shot. You know what I'm saying? So you really just got to be delicate. You got to take your time. You got to be patient. But this right here, like I said, I made it. I made the Jordan stencil. I did it. It's done. We're good. Everything's solid, man. So real quick recap, man. Get yourself on your computer. Type in Jordan Jumpman stencil, Michael Jordan stencil, Air Jordan stencil, Jumpman stencil, whatever you want. Find the one that you like the best. Find the one that you like the best. Cut it out, okay? What I would suggest doing is putting tape on the back, like I said, strips across, and then strips over the ones that you put across going down, and cut it out. Cut it out, man. It's going to be a lot more sturdy. You notice how flimsy this is right here? Look at this joint right here, man. Not flimsy, homie. It's solid, okay? So yeah, find the one that you want, put some tape on the back, cut the stencil out, and lay it down, get it precise. Tape it down so that way it's not moving around, it's not jumping around on you. And if you've got a portion of your stencil that is sticking up, you got a portion of your stencil that's sticking up while you're painting, like this one here, just hold it down with your finger, man, and paint around it. Don't be afraid to get some paint on yourself. Just make sure you clean your hands, you know, wash your hands afterwards, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's literally that easy, man. That's how we do it, man. It's your boy Havoc. I appreciate y'all for checking my video out. Stay tuned. I will be doing some more customs, tutorials, different stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I hope y'all liked it, man. If you did, be sure to hit that like button down below, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Check me out on my IG. You will literally see all of the videos on my Instagram before they even get uploaded to Facebook, or till they get uploaded to YouTube, man. It's 5 in the morning. It took me about an hour to do this. It may take you a little bit longer. Just take your time, man. And yeah, I'm rambling. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching, man. If nobody's told you today, you're awesome. Cause Pac did a lot more for me than Barack. Salute.